The world is wondering whether Prince William's accession to the throne was voluntary, and the line of succession is changing. What's the reason? The world is eagerly awaiting answers to their questions, as the kingdom is now ruled by a younger, more dynamic monarch. Why did Charles step down? Was it voluntary? How does this affect the future trajectory of the monarchy? Join us as we explore the mysteries of these changes. King Charles's unexpected announcement. The sudden announcement that King Charles had made his decision to retire came as a surprise to people all around the world, including those in the United Kingdom. His proclamation took place during a time when the monarchy appeared to be in a state of stability after the conclusion of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. It was believed by some individuals that Charles would continue to hold the throne until his death, just like his mother had done. His decision, on the other hand, shocked the general public and sparked conversations on the effects that this shift would have on the royal family and the nation as a whole. Charles explained in a statement that was carefully written that he was stepping down due to personal reasons. He stated that he considered it was the opportune moment to hand over the responsibilities to Prince William. His statement that he wants to devote more attention to his personal life was a reference to the challenges that he faces while attempting to balance his public responsibilities with his obligations to his family. On top of that, Charles expressed his confidence in William's leadership abilities by stating that his son was ready to meet the challenges that contemporary monarchy presented. The public's responses to the news were conflicting and varied. The decision that Charles made to step back was seen as a noble move by many people, who commended him for being true to himself and modest. His choice to give younger leaders the authority to steer the monarchy in the direction of the future was respected by them. In spite of this, there were some persons who were concerned about the suddenness of the decision. Speculation was expressed by political observers who pondered if the decision was only motivated by personal considerations or whether it was also influenced by other elements, such as health concerns or political pressure. An opportunity for the monarchy to begin again has been presented by the accession of Prince William to the throne. For as long as anybody can remember, William and Catherine have been seen as the next leaders of the royal family. They have been respected by younger generations and acknowledged for their modern interpretation of traditional cultural customs. Many people are hopeful that the monarchy will make further advancements by adopting increasing transparency and participation with the public as a result of Charles's decision to step down from his role. There has been a shift in mentality among the royal family, as seen by Charles's comments. Throughout the course of British history, monarchs have regarded their duties as a commitment that lasts a lifetime. One example of Queen Elizabeth II's unwavering dedication to public service is the fact that she continued to fulfill her duties far into her golden years. In spite of this, Charles's decision represents a shift, as it acknowledges that leaders have the ability to prioritize self-care over commitments when the situation calls for it. Why is it that Charles is going to make these judgments without warning? Can you please explain the factors that led him to make this decision? Well, let's find out. Possible situations where Charles might lose his title. The possibility of King Charles abdicating and handing over the throne to Prince William is a possibility that could arise from a number of different circumstances. However, while this scenario is hypothetical, real-life historical events and circumstances could provide a plausible explanation for why such a change might occur. One potential course of action for Charles is similar to what King Edward VIII did in the past. It is possible that Charles would decide to take this course of action due to health issues, advancing age, or a desire to live a less stressful and more peaceful life outside of his official duties. He may believe that William, being younger and more integrated into current society, is more capable of taking on the responsibilities of the monarchy in this case. As an example of a monarch voluntarily giving up his position, the choice that King Edward VIII made in 1936 is a clear historical example. Instead of fulfilling his responsibilities, he chose to marry Wallis Simpson, a twice-divorced American. This decision led to political and social conflict because he valued love over duty. As a result of Edward's decision, his brother George VI was crowned king, which eventually led to Queen Elizabeth II becoming the ruler. It is possible that Charles's decision to abdicate was motivated by similar reasons, such as personal hardship, health concerns, or outside forces, although his circumstances had changed significantly. In addition, likely, Charles's decision to retire was greatly influenced by public opinion. Charles was a constitutional monarch, and therefore had an obligation to respond to the demands of his people. If public confidence in him became less strong, he would likely step aside in favor of William. According to many polls and surveys, the public generally supports William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, as the preferred representatives of the monarchy. This sentiment could lead to a scenario where Charles feels that his son and daughter-in-law will outshine him during his reign, which would cause him to leave the kingdom earlier than originally planned. There are instances where government intervention may be required. The British government can influence royal choices by taking on advisory roles or making public statements, even though the monarchy in the United Kingdom is essentially a symbolic institution. For example, if there are concerns about Charles's ability to properly perform his duties, the authorities may quietly encourage him to retire. Given the delicate nature of the issue, it is necessary to strike a delicate balance between respecting the traditions of the monarchy and meeting the practical needs of the state. The fact that Charles has the ability to bring the monarchy into the modern era is evidence that the royal family can adapt to changing circumstances. He may want to escape the persistent challenges that his mother faced, including maintaining power into her old age despite health problems. The monarchy would have an opportunity to restore its reputation if Charles were to choose to hand over the crown to William of his choosing. This would ensure that the younger generation continues to take an interest in the institution. Unexpected circumstances in a person's personal or family life may also have an impact. Charles may conclude that he is no longer fit to continue as king if he is faced with unforeseen challenges, such as an unforeseen health issue or a major change in his personal life. He may put his health and well-being first if he is allowed to step down, which would also allow William and Catherine to take the initiative. It is widely believed that William was unprepared for the throne for a considerable period before it was announced that King Charles intended to abdicate in favor of his son. At an early age, William was aware of the responsibilities that he would have in the future. His upbringing, education, time spent serving in the military, and royal obligations as the Duke of Cambridge and Prince of Wales have equipped him with the knowledge and experience required to lead the monarchy. Now that his father is taking a step back, it is William's chance to demonstrate his powers, and the whole world is anxiously anticipating how his unique role will impact the future of the British monarchy. When William was younger, he began the journey that would eventually lead him to become a capable leader. After receiving his education at prestigious schools, he moved on to attend Eton College, which is a well-known college that focuses on educating young people for positions of autonomy and responsibility. In addition to developing his leadership skills via participation in extracurricular activities and athletics, William was able to establish a solid academic foundation throughout his time there. Through his education, he gained knowledge that went beyond simple facts. In addition to this, it allowed him to interact with people from a variety of socio-economic classes, which enabled him to get an understanding of perspectives that went beyond the royal lifestyle. Following that, William decided to pursue a degree in geography at the University of St Andrews, which is located in Scotland. To blend in with his fellow students, he lived in a residence that took very few precautions to ensure his safety while he was there. She would later become his wife and the future queen consort. He also met Catherine Middleton at St Andrews, and she would eventually become his first wife. Through this time in his life, he was not only able to experience a sense of liberation, but he was also allowed to investigate life outside of the boundaries of the palace. The lessons that William learned from these encounters will eventually shape his leadership style to become more approachable and up-to-date. After completing his education, William made the decision to follow in the footsteps of previous members of the royal family and seek a career in the military. He served in the British Armed Forces, where he received his training at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, and finally rose through the ranks to become a lieutenant in the Blues and Royals Regiment. Throughout his time in the military, he showed remarkable qualities of discipline, responsibility, and dedication to serving. William is notable for having engaged in life-saving missions while serving in the Royal Air Force, where he received training to become a pilot for a search and rescue helicopter. William's time spent in the military allowed him to develop a deeper understanding of the concepts of responsibility, collaboration, and the ability to make decisions under duress. Additionally, it garnered him appreciation since he demonstrated a willingness to assist his nation not only symbolically but also by active duty inside the military. He felt a sense of duty to his nation and his eventual role as king, both of which were inspired by his time spent in the Royal Air Force. While serving as Duke of Cambridge, William was afforded the chance to broaden his leadership skills and develop his leadership qualities. Following in Catherine's footsteps, he focused his attention on issues that were important to him, such as environmental protection, homelessness, and health. Several initiatives, such as the Heads Together program, were started by two individuals with the aim of promoting positive attitudes around health. An example of modern leadership, where royal duty is intertwined with personal ideas, was William's strong involvement in these issues. In the course of this period, William also assumed the role of a devoted dad to his three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. His ability to successfully balance his family life with his royal obligations struck a chord with the general people, which contributed to an even greater increase in his popularity. William and Catherine were widely seen as individuals that people could relate to, demonstrating contemporary parenting principles and, as a result, influencing the public's opinion of them as future leaders who could create personal ties with other people. The rank of Prince of Wales, which is traditionally reserved for the individual who is next in line to the crown, was bestowed to William upon Charles's accession to the throne. One of the new responsibilities that came along with this title was the requirement to attend formal events on behalf of the monarchy and to provide support to charity efforts all around the United Kingdom. William, in his capacity as Prince of Wales, has continued to be a staunch supporter of causes such as mental health and environmental sustainability, while simultaneously expanding his involvement in public events that are hosted by the royal family. Taking into account this most recent event, William is now more prepared to become king. His understanding of the complexities of governance has been enhanced as a result of his interactions with political leaders, community organizations, and members of the international community. In addition, the fact that he can successfully manage his public life while simultaneously maintaining a close-knit family unit is evidence of his commitment to balancing the demands of modern society with the values that have been passed down through generations. The relationship that William has with his father, King Charles, has evolved throughout the course of time. Their approaches to leadership are very different from one another, despite the fact that they both have a significant commitment to serving the nation. The strong opinions that Charles has on a wide variety of subjects, including architecture and the environment, have earned him a very good reputation. The lengthy amount of time that he spent waiting for the throne provided him with the chance to develop a distinctive voice. Nevertheless, it also raised doubts about whether or not his ideas would conflict with his responsibilities as an impartial ruler. On the other hand, William has decided to pursue a plan that is more reasonable and applicable to the situation. He has a propensity to place a higher priority on doing action than engaging in conversation, and he would rather let his work speak for itself. This difference in attitude has led some people to speculate that William's leadership may herald the beginning of a new age of governance that is both peaceful and effective. This new period would emphasize the importance of cooperation, involvement in the community, and practical solutions to the problems that are now being faced. The dissimilarity in their attitudes to leadership has given rise to speculation over the likelihood of William ascending to the throne earlier than was originally planned. Some commentators have suggested that Charles could decide to take a step back and allow William to take the lead, recognizing that his son's attitude is more in keeping with the expectations that are currently available in society. The idea that the younger generation is better qualified to lead the monarchy into the future is supported by the fact that surveys of popular mood usually indicate a clear preference for William and Catherine. In what ways did the general public react to these developments, and what were their expectations? Well, let's find out. Public reaction to William becoming king. Public discourse and interest in the UK and the Commonwealth would likely spike with the revelation that Prince William will succeed King Charles as king. Many people who have a positive view of the royal family would welcome William as king with open arms because of his immense popularity. William and Catherine are often considered to be the most popular royal representatives in the modern age, according to polls and surveys. Their involvement in issues that resonate with people on a deep level and their approachable public image has brought them a large following of admirers. There may be more going on here than simply a change in leadership. This shift in power might herald a more modern and approachable monarchy. His ability to connect with people of all ages is a big reason why William is well liked by the public. A large majority of people support him over King Charles, according to several polls. Some even think William should have been king right after Queen Elizabeth II died. Many find him charming because of his image as a down-to-earth person and his efforts to relate to regular people. The fact that William can juggle his royal duties with his family obligations makes him more approachable to royal supporters than the previous generation's strict rulers. There will likely be renewed excitement for the monarchy's future with the transition to William's authority. His candor on mental health and environmental issues has made him an inspiration to younger generations, who see him as a force for positive change. In light of shifting societal expectations, this connection may elevate the monarchy to a more prominent position. William exemplifies the kind of approachable and compassionate leadership that is increasingly sought after among public figures, according to many. The United Kingdom and the Commonwealth states would both be impacted by William's coronation. The symbolic importance of the monarchy in countries like Canada, Australia, and New Zealand suggests that these nations may welcome William with open arms. His immense popularity, particularly among younger generations, might reignite these ties and revive Commonwealth enthusiasm. William is seen as a more approachable figure on the global stage due to his modern outlook and willingness to address global concerns, which align with the priorities of these nations. But there would be bumps on the road during the changeover. Several people may question the monarchy's place in today's society, even as others celebrate William's accession. Expect more heated debates about the monarchy's significance, particularly in countries where republicanism is on the rise. The monarchy has a chance to show it can change and remain relevant in the 21st century, but William's popularity could ease some of these concerns. What kind of effect on Princess Anne? The news of Prince William's accession to the throne would affect everyone in the royal family, not just him and his close relatives. King Charles's younger sister, Princess Anne, is certain to feel the effects of what's happening. Anne has dedicated her life to supporting the public, and her strong work ethic has earned her recognition. Because of this unexpected change in leadership, her position in the family may undergo substantial transformation. With her role as the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, Anne has always played a significant role in the royal family's activities, attending several events each year and supporting over 300 different organizations. Many people look up to Anne even though she is not yet queen due to her great work ethic and honest demeanor. On the other hand, Anne may feel uncertain about her role in the monarchy if William takes the throne earlier than expected. The reorganization of royal responsibilities is one potential outcome of William's rule. Charles has shown an interest in reducing the number of royals involved in official activities in the past to make the monarchy more straightforward. In the event that William follows suit, Princess Anne's duties may change, leading to either less work or a concentration on her particular interests. Anne has always been an outstanding member of the royal family, but she may find it hard to adjust to such a drastic shift because of her dedication to her duties. On the other hand, if William decides to help out the older relatives, Anne could feel relieved. At 74 years old, she has outlived the average retirement age. She may have more time for her hobbies if her schedule is less demanding, such as spending time with her family or going horseback riding. William might provide Anne the choice to exit gracefully without making her feel unappreciated if he chooses a caring approach. Additionally, Anne's status within the royal family could be affected by the alteration. Anne has had a close relationship with Charles throughout his life. Even though she has never sought the limelight herself, Anne may need to adjust to a new dynamic now that William is in charge, particularly if the spotlight moves to the younger members of the family. Nonetheless, William would undoubtedly benefit from her knowledge and experience when he starts his reign as king. As her nephew assumes his new role, Anne might provide informal advice based on her vast experience in royal life. As the party's leadership changes, the public's perception of Anne might shift. William, Catherine, and their children will undoubtedly be the center of attention once he becomes king. This can mean that the media will pay even less attention to Anne, who is already underappreciated despite her hard work. But those who value her dedication will probably continue to see her as an example of modest service, appreciating her work no matter what happens. Because these changes will also see Camilla cede her queen consort, how does this affect Camilla? Clarence's house will certainly feel the impact of the monarch's new rules on queen consort Camilla. After years of adjusting to royal duties, gradually gaining public support, and asserting her position within the monarchy, Camilla, the wife and longtime partner of Prince Charles, has finally emerged. But her status and responsibilities will change significantly when William becomes king, leaving many wondering what her future holds for the royal family. Because of the initial public distrust of Camilla's relationship with Charles, the process she went through to achieve that title was complex and lengthy. Through her many volunteer activities, she has worked tirelessly to increase public trust in the government and raise awareness of important issues. A title, such as Queen Mother, or an equivalent honorary role, is likely to replace Camilla's current title in this event. Her public image and involvement in royal affairs could be affected by this change. Camilla's role in the royal family has also been affected by this change. Along with supporting Prince Charles and representing the monarchy at official events, her duties as queen consort have increased in recent years. It is likely that Camilla's role will be reduced if William and Catherine take power. With William and Catherine's increased public involvement, it is likely that she will hand over most of her responsibilities to younger members of the family. After being immersed in royal duties for so long, this could allow her to live a more secluded life. Another factor that could influence this change is the relationship between Camilla and William. While they often appear friendly at public events, some have suggested that there may be complicated feelings between them, especially given Camilla's role in the history of the royal family. Although the two have managed to maintain a cooperative and friendly relationship over the years, their relationship has its challenges. Furthermore, the public may be considering Camilla's future place in the royal family. She has made strides towards greater acceptance, but there are still differing opinions in the public about her role. This may create a context in which Camilla feels pressured, especially as William and Catherine, with their growing popularity and accessibility, may naturally attract public attention. This may result in Camilla gradually becoming less involved in events, only attending important ceremonies and close family gatherings. In this transitional context, Camilla may have to adjust emotionally. As she prepares for a new phase in her life with Charles, she has spent many years standing by his side as he prepares to become king. This could be a pivotal moment, requiring Camilla to find ways to adjust to her new role in the royal family. Camilla will have more time for her family and her hobbies. However, stepping down after years of dedicated royal service could be emotionally taxing, as it will mark the end of an important chapter in her life. How this affects Kate Middleton. With William ascending the throne, Kate's responsibilities and powers as queen consort will also increase. Becoming queen consort will give her a higher profile and more influence within the royal family, after years of preparing for her roles as the Duchess of Cambridge and Princess of Wales. Kate's day-to-day responsibilities will change significantly. She will be expected to attend formal events, greet guests from other countries, and accompany William to important ceremonies as queen consort, among other state duties. Her workload will increase significantly as she will have to balance her official duties with her role as mother to George, Charlotte, and Louis. However, Kate has proven herself capable of handling similar challenges with grace. She has gained the admiration of the public for her dedication and poise as she has become a regular presence at public events. Additionally, Kate's relationship with the general public would grow. Issues close to her heart, including health, children's education, and early childhood development, would have a greater platform to advocate for in her capacity as queen consort. As she takes the helm, these initiatives should grow, giving her even more power to influence how the public views the royal family. With her exceptional people skills and kind demeanor, she is well suited for this elevated role, which will allow her to strengthen the bond between the monarchy and the public. The transition to queen consort would have an effect on Kate's family life as well. Her involvement with her children has never wavered, but her new responsibilities may limit the time she has for parenting. A secure upbringing for her children and juggling her obligations would be no problem if she had the support of her co-workers and extended family. In addition, Kate's focus on preparing Prince George for royal responsibilities will become more significant as he approaches his eventual role as king. So, Charles and Camilla, what do you think? What do you think they should do next? King Charles and Queen Camilla's next steps. After Prince William ascends the throne, Charles and Camilla will go through a transitional period in their lives that they will need to overcome. After a significant period of public service, it is likely that they will turn their attention to a less stressful life, away from the constant expectations that come with being a royal. They may choose to live a more private life, reminiscing about their time in the spotlight while still supporting William's leadership from behind the scenes. However, He has been able to share his knowledge and experience with his son to guide him. Charles was said to have been a trusted advisor in his previous role as king, offering advice when necessary without interfering with William's authority. Additionally, he has been able to pursue his interests, such as environmental protection, by working with charities and organizations to which he has long contributed, such as the Prince's Trust. While the change is taking place, Queen Camilla may feel both relieved and adjusted. She has taken on a lot of public responsibilities as queen. Camilla, on the other hand, may have a more relaxed schedule as William and Catherine are in the spotlight. She may continue to advocate for her favorite causes, especially in the areas of domestic violence, awareness, and literacy, but she will do so in a more private way. The couple may also spend more time at their country home, Highgrove House, finding solace in a more relaxed lifestyle. They may incorporate gatherings with their children and grandchildren into their new routine. These gatherings will give them some private time to relax. William, known for his calm leadership, down-to-earth manner, and unwavering loyalty to his family, has shown through his public image and interactions that he is seeking to establish a link between the monarchy and contemporary culture. While it is likely that his reign will emphasize themes that appeal to young people, it is also likely that he will maintain activities that maintain the monarchy's special place in British culture. If William takes power, one of the most significant changes that could occur is an increased focus on health advocacy. William and Kate Middleton have both shown their support for mental health awareness efforts by sponsoring projects such as the Heads Together campaign, which encourages people to talk openly and honestly about their health. William often shares personal stories to resonate with the public at large. As the family becomes increasingly active in health advocacy on a national and global scale, it is predicted that health support will expand. This is due to the monarch's status as a monarch. Another important area that is likely to influence William's reign is the conservation of the natural environment. William has incorporated climate change into his public projects by initiating the Earthshot Prize, which encourages innovative ideas to tackle environmental issues. He has repeatedly cited his children as inspiration when making public statements in which he stresses the importance of protecting the world for future generations. In his role as king, William possesses the authority to steer the monarchy in the direction of being a pioneer in the field of sustainability. He may use his position to advocate for environmental projects and encourage governments, organizations, and individuals to participate. During William's leadership, it was envisaged that royal customs would also be brought up to date. Although he has a great deal of respect for the monarchy's history, he is equally interested in modernizing the institution and making certain that it continues to maintain its connection to the general population. It is possible that this will entail simplifying rituals, removing formalities that are not essential, and maintaining the accessibility of the royal family. His commitment to being open and honest is in keeping with the shifting expectations that the public has of those in positions of authority. By being forthright in interviews and engaging in direct conversation with members of the public at events, William has begun to go in this direction. This strategy may become much more evident after he ascends to the throne. William would continue to place a strong emphasis on the importance of family values. His conviction in the importance of providing a good example is demonstrated by the fact that he is devoted to being a husband to Kate and a father to his 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. This strategy of combining royal responsibilities with family life is something that he has constantly emphasized the significance of, and it is expected of him as king to continue to maintain this attitude. His devotion to raising his children in a manner that prepares them for future responsibilities but still allows them to have a regular childhood is a reflection of his concept of a monarchy that is both forward-looking and practical. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to this video if you find it entertaining. You should click the next video that appears on your screen to watch other videos interesting.